Robert Gordon Sproul, this is Happy Together, channel 16.
Carnival Miracles,
Happy Together,
Tyler
Robert
time
Gordon
set for
Sproul.
1600, 160.
1-3.
1-3. How are you doing? We're missing Peter. Now he caught COVID. It was cool, man. Everything went without a hitch today, so we just went light. Roger that. You too, man.
Jesús Nevares. Ahí vamos a alimentar el 12. El otro no tenía la 45 minutos, el 9 no, pero vamos a darle el 12 una vez para agarrar la corte parejo.
Ok, sale.
Okay. Father.
Tug 3, I'm backing down at 50%.
Kindness is powerful because sometimes the best medicine isn't medicine at all.
Security, 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 all stations, all stations. This is United States Coast Guard Sector San Diego, United States Coast Guard Sector San Diego, United States Coast Guard Sector San Diego. Time 15:03 local, 23:03 Greenwich Mean Time, November 21st, 2022. Southern California, San Diego Bay. Sweetwater Channel Light 6, light list number 2056, has been reported off station. All mariners are advised to use caution when transiting the area. This is United States Coast Guard Sector San Diego, out.
Sector, did you plan on having the vehicles back down at the nest? Copy, we're standing by to cast you off. Please be advised the drill is now complete. You may close a south.
Vessel passing west of Bravo Pier in San Diego Bay. Please mitigate your speed. We're in a survey operation right now.
Nothing reported.
San Diego's test. San Diego's test.
Test.
To the sand ramp, to the NASAR, and then adjusting the vehicles.
to discharge. Full-time completion when hoses are connected. Yeah, okay, so I have also pretty high, so I have almost 1,000 now, so discharging, you can open yours on your side and then you can start this wait for balancing. CV breaker 1800, vacuum minus 700, CV valves 1400 and vacuum minus 350. I have also mass riser 1300 and vacuum minus. Didn't want to give it another shot down below?
Yeah. Love it.
सर्विस बोट इसके गाने सर्विस बोट इसके गाने सर्विस बोट एसटीआई गाने
Guard Sector Los Angeles South.
Tug 3, this is 16, we're moored up.
Copy.
Adventure. Take my bow, I'm gonna take your stir.
Hey, appreciate it.
Here, the bow thruster. Hey, Spencer, do you copy? All right, sounds like I got her now. Thanks, man. Sailing vessel outbound Shelter Island. This is the Robert Gordon Sproul on 16.
With our unique tub-over-tub installation in just a day, Bathfitter doesn't just fit your bath, it fits your busy schedule. Why have over 2 million people welcomed Bathfitter into their homes? It just fits. Bathfitter. Call now or visit bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Robert Gordon on 1-6, the Power Cat off to your starboard side. We're entering Shelter Island. We'll stay clear of you.
Roger that, sir. We're mooring up on the other side of Sally Ride. We should be fine.
Copy that.
Privateer.
Privateer, radio check.
Coming down.
2-6 copies all.
Don Ángel.
If you are wondering what to do in Pensacola, well, let us show you.
Let's get ready to rumble.
It seems at times the waves of life can just wipe us out, feeling a little overwhelmed.
Like, totally.
But that makes it even more important to get away, to get out of the house, to set aside the politics and the bickering for a bit, and enjoy the freedom that was given to us. The people of Pensacola know full well the cost of that freedom. Home to a major naval air station, which is the home base of the Blue Angels. Florida's Gulf Coast gives us so many ways to enjoy that freedom, to throw out a line with some really long piers, to adventure, to be a kid again, to explore, to jump in that soft sugar sand of the Emerald Coast.
Save!
In this video, we'll take you to downtown Pensacola, filled with quaint 19th century buildings with a little New Orleans flair. Travel down to the waterfront where you can board the Pensacola Bay City Ferry and experience some good hometown fun at a minor league baseball game.
When the stakes are high at work, your tone matters. Grammarly's advanced tone suggestions can help. Because when you write with just the right confident tone, you can meet any challenge to move your project forward. Grammarly's advanced tone suggestions can help you find just the right positive tone to close that important deal. Yes, getting the tone just right can help move your project forward. Write it just right. Click the blue button to download Grammarly today.
We cross over the bay to Pensacola Beach, show you all the variety of boat and jet ski rentals, as well as many dolphin cruises. And of course, we'll point you to where you can grab a bite to eat. Explore the Pensacola Boardwalk and Quietwater Beach. Take a sunset cruise to Fort Pickens and the Pensacola Lighthouse. Paddle at night with glow-in-the-dark kayaks. We travel along Gulf Island's National Seashore as we head out to Fort Pickens and explore this former Civil War defensive battery, as well as the miles of trails, boardwalks, and beaches around the fort. We then head back to the Pensacola Pier and Casino Beach. Explore several of the parks from Fort Pickens to Navarre Beach, including 2 really good dog beaches. We stop by Gulf Breeze Zoo, where we view some UFC fighting, squirrel monkey style.
It's an epic battle.
We end our video at the longest pier in Florida, the Navarre Pier. So join us as we show you Pensacola by car, by foot, by boat, by helicopter, and by FA-18 Hornet fighter jets. An Emerald Coast getaway on Florida's Gulf Coast. Crossing over Escambia Bay on I-10, just as a tropical depression in the Gulf is clearing up, allowing for 5 days of forecasted sunshine in the region. That will allow us to film both Pensacola and the Gulf Shores Orange Beach area. That will be in next week's video. We stayed at this pet-friendly La Quinta Inn, just off of I-10. An older hotel, but room remodeled. Convenient parking as you can park right next to your room. Also had a pretty decent breakfast. Plenty of grassy areas for pets. It's about a 25 to 30 minute drive to the beach or 15 minutes to downtown. Just a mile south of the hotel is one of Pensacola's best coffee shops, The Coffee Guy. They share the building with an eyeglass place. They have a really good selection of unique lattes and baked items, also a drive-thru. With monkeypox going around, and in honor of the squirrel monkeys that we will see later, I'm trying the Funky Monkey, which has chocolate and banana. Highway US 90 provides a scenic drive along Pensacola Bay from I-10 to downtown Pensacola. Along the way is Bay Bluffs Park, 5 miles from downtown. This is a large nature preserve, featuring lots of trees, a walking path with boardwalks, pavilions, and more. There are a lot of steps, so not handicap accessible. We run into La Cristo with her dogs Brownie and Coco, a sweet lady giving me some tips on the park. There's a workout station. A series of boardwalks takes you down almost to the beach, and then a short hop to the beach. Railroad tracks run along the bay here. The beach area provides a scenic walk of the bay, which is what Susan and Doug and their dog River are enjoying. This park a nice little stop on your way to the beach or downtown. Before we head to the beach, I'm going to show you around downtown. I-110 also takes you from I-10 to downtown to the historical district. Along Bayfront Parkway is Veterans Memorial Park. This is a nice, well-maintained park with a walking trail around the lake. With 12 different monuments, among them a Vietnam Memorial Wall, like what you see in D.C. Each one of these names representing a person like you and I that had dreams, yet was willing to put himself or herself in harm's way, making the ultimate sacrifice. Pensacola is just 200 miles from New Orleans and has some similar architecture and food as the Big Easy. New Orleans may have the French Quarter, but Pensacola has the Seville Quarter, an entertainment complex with a pool hall, dance club, and 7 eateries. There's the Pensacola Museum of Art, the History Museum, and Plaza Ferdinand VII Garden Park. These motorcycles head into O'Reilly's Irish Pub. There's also the more famous McGuire's Pub that is about 1.5 miles from the historic district. We are going to the center of the historic district at Palafox in Maine, where the garden is located at. This is an outdoor food court that opened in 2020 with eateries and Airstream Trailers kiosk, the Perennial Patio Bar, and the Pearl and Horn, a seafood counter-serve restaurant. You order from these self-serve computer screens. I picked up some shrimp and grits there. Was really good. These scooters are headed to the waterfront, so I'm going to follow them. We head south to the Palafox Pier with the marina on the right. At the end of the pier is Plaza de Luna Park, where there is a statue of Tristan de Luna, a Spanish explorer who established America's first settlement here in 1559. That's 6 years before St. Augustine. In September of 2020, Hurricane Sally wiped out this area. At the time of the storm, the city was repairing the boardwalk, but it is expected to open in July of 2022. On the pier is Jekyll's Bayfront Bar and Grill, which overlooks the Palafox Marina. Just a half mile to the west of the pier is where you can see the Pensacola Bowl of Food, a double-A minor league affiliate of the Miami Marlins.
Get landed, okay?
Yeah, copy that. The tide's really, really low. Thank you.
Minor league baseball games
I'm used to that, over.
see the spirit of a city. And they also tend to be more entertaining than major league games.
Are you guys
Indefinitely quicker, as they have a play
Or
clock
an
where
Evo
a
or
pitcher
whoever it
has
is?
14 seconds to throw the ball with no one on base, or 18 seconds with a runner on base.
You guys waiting for us, Liberty?
By the way, only service dogs allowed, but they do have Bark in the Park nights, where you can bring a dog. The home team would lose on this day, but it's always a fun time regardless of the game. Back over on the other side of the Palafox Pier is the Pensacola Bay City Ferry. This ferry runs March through October between downtown and Pensacola Beach at the Quietwater Beach Boardwalk. It also at times has made runs to Fort Pickens. You can also take a 90-minute sunset cruise on weekends, which is $22 ages 3 and up. Okay, now it's time to head to the beach. You first cross over the Pensacola Bay Bridge. Currently carries both directions of traffic until the northbound span opens in late 2022. The bridge has a nice pedestrian path with shade and benches along the way. You then cross over Gulf Breeze, which is where the zoo is at. We'll check out later. Then to Pensacola Beach Toll Bridge. There's parking with a fishing pier on the west side of the bridge. We cross over the English Navy Cove. There's also the Bob Sykes fishing piers, two long separate piers that uses the old Pensacola Causeway Bridge. Open 24 hours. The Pensacola Beach Trolley provides free service with 20 stops along Pensacola Beach from end of May to Labor Day weekend, 7 days a week, 4 p.m. to midnight. We are going to show you the right side of Pensacola Beach Boulevard first, along Sabine Bay, then make a U-turn and show you the boardwalk and the Quietwater Beach area across the street. With Pensacola Beach pontoon boat rentals, you can rent these fancy 16-person party pontoon boats with a water slide from $350 for 4 hours or a standard pontoon for $250. Cruisin' Tiki's Pensacola Beach has a BYOB 90-minute cruise for $50 or charter the Tiki for $279 for up to 6 people. Sunset Cruise add $10 or a 3-hour sandbar cruise add $25. Condor Sailing has a 2-hour daytime cruise for $95 or sunset for $109. Kids 12 and under $25 off. Also here, Jolly Sailing Dolphin Cruises, which we will take at sunset. We'll show you in a bit. Before or after your cruise, you can chill at the Kumaru Bar with craft drinks. Further down is Shaggy's Waterfront Restaurant and Bar with a seafood-centric menu and frozen daiquiris. They are also pet-friendly, elevated seating overlooking the marina. At the marina behind Shaggy's is Wave Cutter Charters with fishing charters and dolphin cruise. $30 per person for a 2-hour cruise after Fort Pickens and the Pensacola Lighthouse. The pier is where the Pensacola Ball Tower is at. We'll show you that after we go to Fort Pickens, but for now, we are going to make a U-turn and show you across the street where the Pensacola Boardwalk is at. This is where the Bay City Ferry that we showed earlier drops you off at. The Boardwalk is an entertainment dining district overlooking Quietwater Beach. The beach shell is where live music and special events happen at. There's fine dining like Felix's Restaurant, a New Orleans-style oyster bar, comfortable outdoor seating overlooking the beach. There's the brand new highly rated Whiskey Joe's with a tiki bar right on the beach, offering Floridian food with tropical drinks. On the north edge of the boardwalk is Cafe Nola Restaurant with seafood po' boys, Cajun Creole classics. I ordered some Creole gumbo. Behind Cafe Nola is Key Sailing, where you can rent paddleboards, Hobie kayaks, sailboards, and Hobie catamarans. They also have parasailing, $125 for a single ride, $150 for a double ride, and $225 for triple. You can also rent pontoons here as well. Jet skis are $75 for a half-hour rental or $140 for an hour. There's also a guided jet ski dolphin tour available. Continuing further on Pensacola Beach Boulevard, there is parking here, but they fill up quickly, so good luck. However, if you can find a spot, it's very convenient as the beach is just right there. There are picnic pavilions with a playground. Just north of the parking area is Laguna's Beach Bar, where you can dine and play with an adventure park on the grounds. There is a ropes course, both for little kids as well as bigger kids and adults, $20. A zip rail for $25, a splash pad $10 per person, mini golf $5 per person. Go-karts, a 5-minute ride is $15. Also here, Fat Tuesday's Beach Bar with live music, a super large screen on the island deck. There's also a variety of water sport rentals, banana boat rides, parasailing here. Also a boat tour with premier dolphin cruises where you can board the MS Sabine. A 2-hour cruise is $27 for adults, $15 for children 12 and under. Add $8 for a sunset cruise. You could easily spend all day just at this beach bar adventure park. Next to Laguna's Beach Bar is Radical Rides. They have wave runners, kayak, and paddleboard rentals, as well as parasailing. And coming soon, they will also have jet boats, like what we saw in our Myrtle Beach video. Now back on the Sabine Bay side of the boulevard, taking the Jolly Sailing Sunset Cruise. It is $35 for adults, $25 for children 5 to 11, and $15 for kids 4 and under. They also have a sailboat cruise that is $75 for adults and $60 for children. Add $10 for Sunset Cruise. This cruise sails along the bayside of the Gulf Islands National Seashore to Fort Pickens. We will also drive out there in a bit. Along the way, it searches for dolphins. On the way back, it sails by the Pensacola Lighthouse. This lighthouse is on the base of the Naval Air Station. It is open for civilians on select days. Civilians have to be shuttled from the gate to the lighthouse. It is $9.50 for adults and $6.50 for children 12 and under. Also on the base is the National Naval Aviation Museum. It is limited to military or guests of someone with a military ID. Admission to the museum is free. This is the home base of the Blue Angels. Every July and November, they do an air show over Pensacola.
Offshore Blue, privateer. Looks like you're coming in. How'd you do out there?
Oh man, head no.
If you are not here during those months, don't worry. You can see them practicing on select days from March through September. Jolly Sailing, as well as many of the other boat tours here, have Blue Angels practice cruises.
There was a couple humps between giant megapod.
We arrived back at Pensacola Beach as the sun sets over Pensacola Bay.
It was not nice, the humpback.
Your
Alright,
boating
I'm gonna try
fun
to go
can
there.
continue
So
even
what
after
do
the
you
sun goes
suggest?
down.
Can I just,
Glow
point
Paddle has
you
clear
first?
kayaks and paddleboards that glow in the dark. It is $59 for a kayak for up to 2 people for 45 minutes. $39 for a paddleboard. They have 3 locations, one across the street from the Margaritaville Resort, one at Laguna Beach Bar, and one at Navarre Beach.
And South, Dom is on him right now. He'd probably be able to get you the exact numbers.
It's
Roger,
morning
okay, sounds
again.
good. Yeah,
We
it
now
sounds
head to
like you
Fort
just,
Pickens. We'll explore the
saying
pier
that
on
there's
our way
more on
back.
the inside
On the
now.
left is the
Perfect.
Margaritaville Resort,
Alright, I'm gonna
and
try
on
to
the right,
hustle
Glow
there
Paddle.
as possible. Glad you guys had a great trip.
There
See you
are a
later.
couple of public beach areas before you hit the
I
National
hope you guys have
Seashore
an awesome one.
area. These are less crowded than the Casino Beach Pier area. On the right, many colorful vacation beach condos that you can rent through Surfside Properties. Also, the Pensacola Beach Trail, a paved bike path that goes for 2.5 miles from the pier to the entrance of the Gulf Islands National Seashore. It is $25 per vehicle, or $15 for pedestrians and bicycles for a 7-day pass into the park. This area does flood easily. I feel for those poor bicyclists going to have to go through that water. There is RV and tent camping at Fort Pickens with electric hookups, generally around $40. I put a link below for more info. You can't fly a drone here, so we took a helicopter tour that we'll show in next week's video from Orange Beach, Alabama. There's a Discovery Center and museum that is included with the admission into the park, where you can learn about the history as well as the nature of the fort. Although the forts around Pensacola were built to be a unified defense, during the Civil War, Fort Pickens was pitted to be against Fort Barrancas, located at the Naval Air Station, and Fort McRae that is across the Pensacola Pass on Perdido Key. As Fort Pickens was one of the very few forts in the South that was actually held by the Union, while the neighboring forts were held by the South. There are also a few trails around Fort Pickens. This is a large beach area on the bayside with an elevated super long seawall that is wide enough. Makes for a nice walk with a great view of the beach and the bay. Boardwalks and ramps that are wheelchair accessible. Also a very wide fishing pier that stretches 200 feet into the bay. You do not need a license if you are fishing for recreational purposes. The batteries facing the ocean. Can you see why they call this the Emerald Coast? I'll give you more details next week at this Hang 10 helicopter tour. We now head back to the Pensacola Pier. We're going to show you a couple of beaches on the way. First, Langdon Beach, which is part of the Gulf Islands National Seashore. You can swim here. There are seasonal lifeguards, a large picnic pavilion, bathhouse, outdoor showers, and ADA crossovers.
Magic Potion, you're trimmed up, correct?
Yes, we are trimmed up.
Moving further east, now just outside of the park boundaries, is Park West Beach with restrooms and multiple pavilions. A half-mile east of Park West Beach and 2 miles from the Pensacola Pier is Dog Beach West. Gigi being rolled out after some time at the beach. This beach also has a ramp, although not very wide. On this day, a little seaweed along the beach. My cargo dog backpack, making it so convenient to bring Bella. I put a link in the description below. Alright, getting hungry now. Let's head to the pier. A view of the bay and the Pensacola Beach as we approach the pier. There's a huge parking lot at the pier that is free to park. Although I didn't have any issues on this Memorial Day weekend, it is known to be pretty busy during summer, spring break, or an air show weekend. The bigger issue for me was parking at the marina for the boat tours and the boardwalk areas. You definitely want to allow some extra time for parking if taking a boat tour. They definitely could use a multi-level garage. This is called Casino Beach because it was named after a casino resort that opened here in 1931. Pensacola Beach is currently rated 11th best beach in the U.S. by TripAdvisor.
Let's hit the waves, bro!
If you like surfing in the Gulf, Pensacola is one of the best places. Unlike further south in Florida, like Clearwater Beach, this part of the Gulf can have some decent waves.
Stoked to the max!
Wipeout.
Like, totally.
The pier is $225 for sightseeing. Fishing is $750 for adults, $450 for youth. It is 1,471 feet long, making it one of the longer piers in Florida. There are 2 beach restaurants on the east side of the pier. First, the Dock, with a rustic beachside patio. They had told me it was going to be over an hour wait for food, so I went to Crabs, next door, which seemed to have a lot more staff, able to handle the larger crowds, and it was only a 15-minute wait. Had some crab and shrimp tacos, delicious. They have a large dining area on the beach, a tiki bar, a playground. Next to Crabs is UFO Mini Golf with ice cream and an arcade. It is $12 for a round of golf, ages 12 and up, and $9 ages 11 and under. This barrier island that Pensacola Beach is on is Santa Rosa Island, which stretches for 50 miles all the way to Okaloosa Island and Fort Walton Beach that we saw in our Destin video. Gulf Breeze is across the bay from Santa Rosa Island. We are going to simultaneously show both Gulf Breeze and Santa Rosa Island as we head east to Navarre Beach. First up is Luna Beach, plenty of parking, a boardwalk crossover. No restrooms here, but there is an outhouse. Now across the bay on the Gulf Breeze side, the Oriole Beach boat ramp. I'm doing my drone shots from the Gulf Breeze side because Santa Rosa Island is restricted for drones. 4.5 miles east of the pier is another large dog beach. Plenty of parking as you can park along the road as well. Ramps on the crossover, but again not very wide. I would say this is about the softest sand in Florida.
Getting outside of the jetties right now.
Having
You said they were coming
flashbacks
on
of
the
my
inside?
childhood idol, Ricky Henderson.
Where should I head? Just straight to the north or what?
Just east of the dog beach is Pensacola Beach Park East. There's a snorkeling reef here, public restrooms, showers, lifeguards, picnic tables, and grills. Also a good place to kayak and paddleboard as well. We now enter Gulf Island's National Seashore again, this time the Santa Rosa area. There is no charge to enter this part of the National Seashore. The speed limit here is 25 miles per hour due to all the wildlife and the sea turtle nesting areas. We jump back to the Gulf Breeze side, the Woodlawn boat ramp, with a slightly bigger parking area than the Oriole boat ramp. These are some of the most pristine beaches in Florida, from Pensacola Beach to Navarre Beach. Just gorgeous. You'll find several smaller beach access parking lots, but no restrooms. This is beach access number 2. Further down, we come to the Opal Beach trailhead. I'm showing you the bay side, but there are also pavilions and restrooms on the Gulf side as well. Now entering the Gulf Breeze Zoo. This zoo has over 900 exotic animals, rhinos, hippos, gorillas, orangutans, giraffes. Really good access to the animals. Able to get close and feed them. Plenty of birds as well, flamingos, a fulvous whistling duck, an African lion, tigers, a white-handed gibbon, a black howler monkey, a Tom Brady. My favorite, though, was the squirrel monkeys.
Ready to,
let the battle begin.
Get docked, over.
Seymour and Alfred taking on Wilfred and Ernie.
Kabang! It's an epic battle. Tough match.
What a move by Seymour.
He's down for the count. It's all over.
Admission is $25 for adults and $20 for children 2 through 12. For an additional charge of $25 to $40, there are encounters with giraffes, hippos, albino alligators, Galapagos turtles, and a sloth. We now head to the last stop on our journey, Navarre Beach. Across the bay at the Navarre Beach Causeway is Navarre Park. This park has a large playground with a modernized, soft, artificial turf. The Navarre Causeway Bridge takes you over Santa Rosa Sound to the beach. Navarre Beach has an old Florida feel to it. Its motto is Florida's most relaxing place. It is for those who want to enjoy the pure nature and pristine sands of the Emerald Coast, yet still with dining and services to have some fun. There's a few high-rise condos near the pier, but outside of that, most of the coastline does not have large buildings. This is the longest pier in Florida. The pier is $1 for sightseeing, or fishing is $7 for adults, $4 for children 15 and under. We walked, and then walked some more. And then finally, halfway to Cancun, we arrive at the end of the pier. Due to being so far out in the Gulf, you can catch large fish. I think this guy might have himself a shark. There are 2 eateries near the pier, Windjammers on the pier with seafood sandwiches and burgers, and of course amazing views. In the parking lot is Broussard's of Navarre Beach. Another 18 miles along the coast is Okaloosa Island and Fort Walton Beach. Pensacola allows you to enjoy Florida's waters, beaches, nature, squirrel monkeys, and yet with a tasty Cajun cuisine of New Orleans. Also, it is less than an hour away from another vacation getaway region, Alabama's Gulf Coast, that we will show in our next video, Gulf Shores, Orange Beach, and Mobile. I'd love to hear your experiences in Pensacola in the comments below. We are Tampa Aerial Media. We film travel promos across the USA. For stock footage of this video, or if you would like to hire us to film your city or region, contact us at info@tampaaerialmedia.com. From Florida's Emerald Coast, may you enjoy life like a squirrel monkey. Blessings to you, wherever you may be. A look back at 2021. The pressures of daily life. The constant negative news. The political divisiveness can at times make you feel pretty beaten down. And at times you may have felt like giving up. But nature has a way of lifting those burdens. Built within the human experience is the need to explore. You might say it has a way of keeping us young. We learn, we grow, and we escape the routines and comforts of home. The mind and body is refreshed. As we come to a close in 2021, a chance to take a breather and to look back on our road trips, a video for you, our subscribers, and to say thank you for your support, tips, encouragement, and even your criticisms. We have walked across America. Well, not as far as Forrest Gump did, but we did walk where he walked. In Savannah, there's an awful lot you can tell a person by their shoes. Where they go, where they've been. I've worn lots of shoes. We learned in the Space Ghost video that sometimes traveling can be a challenge, but it also provides new vigor to the mind.
We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other thing, not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
As John Madden would say, he went boom!
Fire in the hole! Fuego!
We started the year in St. Augustine. Then, thanks to Brady, did an early Tampa Bay video. And speaking of goats, we explored zoos and aquariums. After the Super Bowl, we headed to the Space Coast and Cocoa Beach. We went to small town America in Lake County, Florida. Then to Jacksonville, then 5 videos on the Gold Coast, beginning with Hollywood, Florida.
Oh!
Surviving spring break in Fort Lauderdale. Pompano and Deerfield Beach. Boca Raton and Delray Beach. Remember Edgar the Pelican?
Clear to land, runway 27 right.
As the rainy season began in Florida, in May, it was time to head north to the coastal empire and walk the cobblestone streets of Savannah. Then it was time to get spontaneous and walk where Truman Burbank walked on the Emerald Coast as we showed the clear waters of Destin. Then it was time to leave the city and head to the country in the Ozarks, Branson, Missouri.
It's you. You're a man from the city now. You're just not the Ollie I used to know.